Azure container instance. For those two images which we have pushed into the Azure container registry, we would like to create instances now. And these instances also I would like to host it in Azure itself. That means from an image, we want a container instance to be created. Yes, we are going to do this through another service in Azure, that is Azure Container Instance. So go to create a resource and containers here, and you see here container instance. The basic information, container name, I'm going to give, let's say, emp web API hyphen con, just the name. Container image type, our image is private, so click on that, and we need to provide the container image login name, registry name, username and password. For this, I've already copied them here. This is my username, this is my password, and this is my server name. Now you can also get this from Azure Container Registry. So whatever your container registry instance is there, you can go there and get the access details. But in the meantime, let's finish this off. Container image. So in my case, it is DSS demo registry dot azure cr.io slash emp web API. Remember, here I am giving image from Azure Container Registry, but not necessary. We can as well give an image which is from Docker Hub. So automatically it is going to pull the image from there. So Azure Container Instance is not strongly binded to Azure Container Registry, mind you. And then here we have to give the registry login server, and I'll get it from here. Go to all resources and DSS demo registry. Right now this is the only resource you see, and after the completion of this action you are going to note that there are more resources created there. Go to access key, and here we can login server name, copy, go to the other tab, paste it. Username is ESS DSS demo registry, password, get it from here. We want to use an existing resource group, demo.org, and click on OK. So something very important, in the next step, it is going to ask for some basic configuration information. Is my container Linux based or Windows based? Yes, I have built the image being in Azure Windows mode. So you see here in Docker, switch to Linux. That means I was in Windows. So you have to take the proper OS type. In background, it is going to create now a virtual machine. So what should be the number of cores that you can specify here? 2-core machine or 1-core machine? Let's keep it with 1 core, and you can also give the amount of memory which is required for your container instance. I am fine with this. Public IP address. Should there be a public IP address for the container? Yes. Should there be a DNS name? Yes, we can give that. Let's call it as emp web API con1. On what port number do you want to expose from the host? Port number 80. So 80 of host is mapped to 80 of container. So 80:80, like that in the run command. So actually in background it is going to execute the run command only. And in case you want to have additional ports like 443 if you have, or any other port if you have, like that you can give. I'm not interested. The protocol restart policy. So if container registry instance is not created, what should happen? there is something called as restart policy here. Determines when your container should restart. You can choose to always restart the container regardless of how it got stopped. So it automatically gets restarted. Or you can say on failure. That means only if the container for some reason has failed, it is going to restart. It will never restart automatically. I'll keep it as default always. And here we are actually supposed to provide environmental variables. And I'm going to use that section in the second instance which I'm going to create for Hello Web App. And any command which you want to override at the time of execution. We have a command already provided through Docker file, that is .NET, the DLL file name. In case you want to override that, you can put it here. No, we do not want to override. We just want the default options everywhere. Just that ensure here you have chosen the right operating system. Click on OK. It will provide you the complete summary. Once you are OK, it will do the validation, and in background the container instance is going to get created. And as it is creating, I'll create the other one. Now we can follow the same procedure, or alternatively we can do this. Let's go to the resources, go to the registry, Azure container registry. This is here in repositories. We'll see there are two images. There are two repository images, EMP Web API and Hello Web App. I want to actually create the instance of Hello Web App. Go there. And here there is only one image, only one version, the latest. We have not done any special tagging. So for this repository, if you have multiple tags, all of them will get listed here. Now click on this ellipsis and there is an option called as Run Instance. Click on Run Instance. And here you can give a new container name. That means from Hello Web App, now we are creating a container instance. Instead of going through the route of create a resource and all that, from registry we are taking the route now. So I give here Hello Web App -con1. Make sure that you choose the right operating system. Use the existing resource group. Public IP address. Yes, we want. Just that we are not able to provide the advanced options here. And that is a concern. But anyhow, let me click on OK and initiate the process of creating a new instance of the image Hello Web App. And this is going to take a while, maybe around 4 to 5 minutes it might take. But chances are the creation of these instances might fail. And here you will get deployment failed. So in case you are getting deployment failed over here, how exactly we can find out what is the problem? See, these all resources we are creating under the resource group demo.rg. Go to demo.rg. The resource group is demo.rg. And in demo.rg, we are going to see here deployments. So click on this deployments and you see all the deployments which are done here are listed. Now this I have failed it intentionally earlier. And in case we want to know, click on this. These two are deploying now. That is okay. In case we want to know what went wrong, you can click on error details and you see the type Windows of the image does not match the OS type Linux of the container group Hello Web App con1. Basically the meaning is the image was actually created for Windows, but at the time of creating the container instance I selected Linux and hence the error. So this possibility is pretty much there. Even you might get something like this. So whenever container instance creation fails, it does not show the detailed error message here. So mind you, in such case go to the relevant resource group and in resource group deployments will show you the proper error message. Go there and figure out what is the problem. Now my issue is my container instance of Hello Web App is not going to be that useful. But even before that, now go to all resources and you see we have got DSS demo registry, EMP web API container, hello web app container 1. And when you click on it, you see here the IP address. This is the IP address of my EMP web API container instance. So I need this. So I'll copy this. I want to use this for the environmental variable of EMP web app. So now, while creating this, the hello web app. While creating this hello web app, we were not able to set the environmental variables because we used shortcut for creating the instance of it. So let me take the right route. I'm creating now a new instance, container instance, and here hello web app container image DSS demo registry dot Azure CR Azure container registry dot io slash hello web app. Give the resource group name. Click on OK. Oh, I should actually select private here. So go back to basic step. Container image. TSS demo registry dot Azure CR dot io slash hello web app. Login server, the same thing. Registry name, basically username, which is actually a registry name only. DSS demo registry, the password, we can get it from here. Use the existing resource group and click on OK. Yes, it is a Windows OS. Public IP we need it. In case we want to give hello web app -con, port number 80 is fine. And here I would like to give my environmental variables. So in our project we have used two environmental variables, service host and service port. So what is the syntax for giving these environmental variables here? Click on this and it will show you the syntax required. That is name colon value. Both name and value are in quotes. So I give here name colon value. Now value is supposed to be what? The IP address of the earlier container, EMP web API container which we instantiated. We need the IP address of this. So I go to EMP web API container. So copy this. Paste. But you see, when I press tab, it's going to show me error. The problem is it does not allow dot there. So all the dots I'll replace with underscore. Anyhow, in my code I have taken care of replacing underscore with dot. So like that, service host, press tab, it should be fine now. I have one more variable, that is service port. So click on this additional and give here service port, and we know that it is 80. all fine. Click on OK. So this is now going to take a while. Yes, review the summary. Click on OK. Just confirm that it is Windows operating system type selected because our images are Windows. Environmental variables are fine. AT all fine. Click on OK. And this will take some time and create the instance of the container. So go to all resources, and here we have now EMP web API already created. Click on it. Let us test whether this is working or not. We already know the URL which we can use for testing. So I'll take this IP address /API/employee/1, and we should get the employee details. Yes, we got it. Just give only /employee. We should get both the employee details. Fantastic. So EMP web API container instance has been created and it is functional and it is accessible from anywhere. Like any other web service, or you take an app service and host it, or you take a virtual machine and create a web server and host it. We just uploaded a container into the registry, and from that container we created the instance. From the image we created the container instance, and that instance is being used here like a service. Fantastic. I have to wait for a while before this gets completed and show you that even Hello Web App is working. Yes, it's ready now. It took around 3 to 4 minutes for this to be completed. So you can go to the resource, and for this also you can take the IP. Hello Web App con. You can take the IP. You should get the default page. Fantastic. Remember, we can as well take the fully qualified domain name. The DNS label what we have given, even that can be taken. And to this, if I give home controller / get employees, I should get that record. Yes. So one container instance is now able to talk to another container instance, and for this we have used the IP address. Something very important, during execution we have written a lot of console.writeLine statements. Like here I have given console.writeLine for printing the environmental variable values. Like that, somewhere I have used console.writeLine for printing the URL. Where can we see these console.writeLine statements? So go to the container, the Hello Web App container, go to containers, and here we are going to see logs. So in these logs, you see these are the values. So every time you create the new instance of the controller, the web API, the MVC controller, the constructor executes. That's why it is printing this. And every time you call get method, it will show you this. You can also connect to that virtual machine which is created in background for us. We don't have direct access to that virtual machine. It's just that it is created for us and used. So all those compute resources we do not have direct access to. When we don't need this container, we can always destroy it. You can connect and you get the prompt for performing your actions. Next, all the events started, created, basically pulled, created and started. In sequence, 4 actions have occurred. Rest of the properties are not so useful or meaningful. But yes, this is how we will be able to use Azure Container Registry and Azure Container Instance. That's all in this. Thank you.